Imagine for a moment discovering a 4,500-year-old spreadsheet.
Hmm.
Not a grand decree from a king, or some religious text full of gods, but a humble daily log.
Right, something practical.
Exactly. A meticulous record detailing tasks, tracking supplies, charting movements. This isn't some historical fiction novel plot. It's precisely what archaeologists unearthed back in 2013, the Diary of Mir.
A truly remarkable find.
For centuries, the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the ancient world's most astonishing feats, has fueled endless speculation. How was it truly built? And maybe even more importantly, by whom?
These are the big questions, always have been.
So today we're taking a deep dive into this singular, incredible document. It's a piece of evidence that, well, fundamentally reshapes our understanding of the pyramids, giving us concrete answers straight from the source.
Finally, yes.
Our mission is to immerse ourselves in this ancient logbook, unravel its content, understand its profound context, and uncover the surprising insights it offers into the staggering logistics, the workforce, and the bureaucratic sophistication of ancient Egypt. You'll gain a whole new perspective on one of history's greatest enduring mysteries.
And it's truly fascinating how a seemingly mundane administrative document can just unravel so many long-standing mysteries. It fundamentally alters our view of an entire civilization.
Right.
It takes millennia of speculation, a lot of it quite fantastical, and firmly grounds it in the daily realities of life back then. This isn't just theory, it's a direct window into the human element behind these colossal structures.
And the story of where this diary was found is almost as compelling as what's inside it.
Oh, absolutely.
We aren't talking about some grand royal tomb or a dusty library archive. No, instead it was unearthed at a remote, ancient harbor complex, really far from the traditional centers of Egyptian civilization.
Way out there.
This site is known as Wadi al-Jarf. Picture it. Located on the arid, windswept coast of the Red Sea, miles and miles away from the fertile, life-giving Nile Valley.
Completely different environment.
But this wasn't some forgotten outpost. It was, in fact, a critical logistical hub for state-sponsored expeditions.
Hugely important.
Its main purpose was facilitating voyages across the Red Sea, particularly over to the Sinai Peninsula, which was rich in valuable stuff like copper.
Essential materials.
Absolutely essential for tool production, for weapons, for the overall wealth and technological advancement of the state. So Wadi al-Jarf was incredibly vital to the core operations of the Egyptian economy during the Old Kingdom.
And building on that, the unique preservation conditions at Wadi al-Jarf are just paramount to why we even have these documents today.
Right. How did they survive?
Well, the site wasn't just abandoned. It was systematically closed down, sealed up tight.
Deliberate.
Oh, yes. The entrances to these massive boat galleries, for instance, they were meticulously blocked with huge stone slabs. This wasn't a casual act. It effectively created a perfect sealed time capsule.
Wow.
This deliberate, systematic closure is precisely what protected these incredibly fragile papyri from decomposition, especially from, stagnant water or environmental decay that would have certainly destroyed them otherwise over 4,500 years.
Incredible foresight.
It really speaks volumes about the value the Egyptians placed on this site, even as they were decommissioning it.
And the infrastructure there at Wadi al-Jarf really speaks to the ambitious scale of these ancient operations. Archaeologists have found this massive L-shaped stone jetty, stretching an astounding 600 feet out into the Red Sea. This wasn't just a simple pier. It was engineered to create a safe, protected anchorage for ships, allowing for efficient loading and unloading, even in tricky
A
conditions.
serious piece of engineering.
Definitely. And beyond the jetty, there were extensive worker camps built to house and support the hundreds, maybe thousands of people deployed there.
A whole support system.
But for our story, the most crucial discovery within this complex were these 30 large galleries or caves, basically honeycombed right into the limestone foothills.
Carved right out of the rock.
Some of these caves were over 100 feet long, carved with remarkable precision. Their main function was as secure storage depots for large wooden boats.
Not small boats either.
No, these were substantial ships, often disassembled into parts when not in use, then carefully reassembled for expeditions. It paints a picture of a massive ancient shipyard and warehouse, all rolled into one.
Indeed. And it's precisely within one of those meticulously sealed galleries that the monumental find occurred. And the very location of a Giza-related logbook at a Red Sea port is revolutionary in itself.
Yeah, that seems counterintuitive.
It forces us to fundamentally redraw the map of the Old Kingdom's administrative geography. It shows us that the state's logistical network wasn't fragmented into isolated regional operations at all.
It was connected.
On the contrary, it was a fully integrated system under robust central control. This tells us that Mirror's crew wasn't simply pyramid builders in a narrow, specialized sense.
They did other things too.
Oh yes, they were a mobile, highly skilled logistical unit of the state, consistently deployed to various critical projects across the kingdom. Whether it was quarrying on the Nile for the pyramid, building jetties in the distant Nile Delta to improve river transport, or facilitating mining expeditions from the Red Sea, they were adaptable, versatile.
Wow.
This really challenges that older, compartmentalized view of Old Kingdom labor. Instead, it reveals this fluid, dynamic, and incredibly centrally managed economy where, yeah, the Giza project was monumental, but it was clearly one of several concurrent royal initiatives demanding the best resources and manpower.
So the actual find itself happened in 2013, a moment that really sent ripples through Egyptology.
A huge deal.
A French archaeological mission, led by the Egyptologists Pierre Tillet and Gregory Merard, made the discovery. While they were meticulously excavating in front of these storage galleries, they found hundreds, literally hundreds, of papyrus fragments.
Just scattered fragments at first.
Right. Then, in what sounds like a truly serendipitous moment, they found several rolls of papyrus tied with string and wedged between large stones.
Just tucked away?
Exactly. Not in some archive, not in a burial. They'd been, well, discarded when the port was officially decommissioned and sealed.
Amazing.
But that very act of discarding them in that specific protective manner shielded them from the ravages of time, preserving them for over 4,500 years.
Incredible luck. Or maybe deliberate placement for preservation. Who knows?
These documents, collectively known as the Wadi al-Jarf papyri, were definitively identified as the oldest papyri with written text ever discovered.
The oldest ever found. Astonishing.
And among them, the most complete and arguably the most informative was the logbook of Inspector Merer, a document that Zahi Hawass, the former Egyptian Minister of Antiquities, immediately hailed as, and I quote, the greatest discovery in Egypt in the 21st century.
High praise, and deservedly so.
It truly represents a monumental shift in our understanding, a direct voice from the past that was previously unimaginable.
Absolutely.
Okay, so moving from the incredible discovery itself, let's unpack what this ancient spreadsheet actually looks like. And crucially, who exactly was Inspector Merer, the man whose daily routine would help rewrite history?
Right, the document itself.
The artifact itself, formerly known as Papyrus Jarf, is just. It's a masterclass in Old Kingdom administrative efficiency.
It really is.
The text is meticulously written using a combination of two different scripts. For the more formal elements, headings, dates, important names, we see the traditional iconic hieroglyphs.
The classic Egyptian writing.
But then for the bulk of the daily entries, the rapid cursive script known as hieratic takes over.
More like handwriting, quicker.
Exactly. This dual script approach is incredibly insightful. It highlights a practical system where they clearly valued both formality and precision for critical info, alongside speed and efficiency for the day-to-day record keeping. It shows a highly adaptive and advanced scribal culture.
And this dual script approach, along with the structured format, really raises an important question about the daily lives these papyri document, doesn't it?
It does. What did their days look like?
Well, the most complete sections, specifically Jarf A and B, they meticulously chronicle several months of activities, spanning from July to November, all within the 27th year of Pharaoh Khufu's reign.
So a specific slice of time.
A very specific window. And the entries themselves provide this rhythmic, almost predictable account of their main task during this period. The relentless transportation of stone. It's not just a record of what they did, but how their entire existence revolved around the demands of this colossal construction project.
And what truly makes this logbook so striking, so instantly relatable, even across millennia, is its incredibly organized layout. It's been directly compared to a modern spreadsheet or a timetable.
And it's not an exaggeration.
Genuinely not. Each page or section is meticulously structured. At the top, you'd find a clear heading naming the month and the season of the Egyptian calendar. Below that, a horizontal line would list the individual days of the month.
Very systematic.
Then, for each day, there are two distinct vertical columns that precisely describe the activities of Merer and his team. This rigid, standardized format isn't just style. It's powerful, tangible evidence of a sophisticated bureaucratic culture.
Right, a system.
A society that could create and rigorously enforce standardized methods for data collection and reporting on a massive scale. It speaks to a civilization that valued precision, accountability, and detailed tracking of resources and labor to a level previously thought unimaginable for this early period. Masters of organization.
And to give you a vivid, concrete example of this meticulous record-keeping, let's trace a typical work cycle for Merer's team, straight from the diary.
Okay, walk us through it.
Imagine this. On day 25, Inspector Merer and his team, would spend the entire day hauling stones at Tura South, one of the limestone quarries. Hard work.
Backbreaking stuff.
They'd spend the night right there at Tura South, likely in temporary worker camps. Then, the very next day, day 26, Merer oversees his file as they cast off from Tura South, their boats now heavily loaded with fresh stone.
Okay, load it up.
Their destination. Akhet Khufu, which we now know is the official name for the Great Pyramid Complex at Giza. They'd spend that night at Khufu, meaning the Pool of Khufu, a key staging point.
A stopping point.
Exactly. On day 27, they set sail from Khufu, continuing toward Akhet Khufu, still loaded with stone, and finally spend the night at Akhet Khufu itself, right at the pyramid site.
They've arrived.
Come day 28, cargo delivered, they cast off from Akhet Khufu in the morning and begin the journey back upriver towards Tura South.
Heading back for more.
And on day 29, they'd be right back to hauling stones in Tura South, spending the night there, ready to repeat the whole cycle. It demonstrates this remarkably efficient, predictable, tightly managed rhythm. A relentless pursuit of progress.
That detailed rhythm really brings their daily grind to life. Now, the author, this Inspector Merer, his title, Set, or Zahedj, marks him as a middle-ranking official.
A manager, basically.
Yeah, think of him as a highly competent manager or foreman, directly responsible for overseeing a specific state project. He commanded a distinct work gang or unit called a file, which had about 40 elite boatmen.
Specialized team.
Right. While some broader references might mention 200 men, that probably refers to multiple files under his general command, not just his core crew. It shows a clear chain of command.
And this versatile nature of Merer's team is absolutely crucial for understanding the Old Kingdom state's operational model.
How so?
Well, the intensive stone transport by boat, as the diary details, was mainly during the Nile's annual inundation, the Akhet season. High water levels allowed canal navigation right to Giza.
Made sense logistically.
Exactly. But what about the rest of the year? When water levels dropped, Merer's team wasn't idle.
Right, you mentioned they did other things.
The other papyri found there described them being redeployed to totally different projects. Building a jetty in the Nile Delta, crucial for river trade, or even back to Wadi al-Jarf to prep the harbor for mining expeditions.
So they were a multi-purpose unit?
Precisely. Serving the state's strategic needs year-round. It shows a highly adaptable workforce, managed centrally, whose skills were vital across diverse state priorities. A truly integrated national economy.
And significantly, the diary also records the official name of Merer's unit. The escort team of the Uraeus of Khufu is its prow.
It's quite a name.
It is. Immensely significant. The Uraeus, that iconic stylized cobra, was the ultimate emblem of the pharaoh's divine power, protection, sovereignty, worn on his brow.
The symbol of kingship.
Naming a work crew's boat, their identity after this ultimate royal insignia wasn't just an honor. It was a profound declaration of their direct link to Pharaoh Khufu himself. It tied them to the king's divine authority.
Signified their elite status.
Absolutely. Their prestige, the importance of their work. These were clearly not anonymous laborers, but a recognized, trusted, highly honored part of the royal enterprise, an embodiment of the state's will.
A really important distinction.
Okay, so for centuries, the biggest, most persistent mystery of the pyramids was simply how? How did they move millions of tons of stone, some weighing dozens of tons, with ancient tech?
The ultimate question.
The Diary of Merer gives us the first clear, contemporary textual evidence of this logistical system in action from someone involved.
Direct evidence.
The logbook explicitly documents quarrying and transport of high-quality white limestone from Tura on the Nile's eastern bank, famous for its fine, dazzling white stone.
Tura limestone, yes. Famous stuff.
Merer's crew meticulously alternated between Tura North and Tura South quarries, a strategy that let quarry workers prep blocks for their next visit, ensuring a continuous supply.
Smart planning.
Now, crucial detail. This fine limestone wasn't for the pyramid's massive core. It was for its brilliant outer casing.
Ah, the finishing layer.
Yes, the smooth, gleaming layer that would have made the monument shimmer like a star. And because the diary dates to the very end of Khufu's reign, we're catching the project in its final finishing stages. Precision and quality were key.
That timing is really significant.
It really is.
And what's truly fascinating here is the sheer efficiency these log entries reveal. A complete round trip from Tura to Giza and back, including loading and unloading, took Mirror's crew about 4 days.
Just 4 days, that's quick.
It is. So Mirror's single file of 40 men could make about 10 such trips a month, delivering maybe 200 blocks, each block weighing a substantial 2 to 3 tons.
Wow, okay.
Now take that data and multiply it by the numerous other teams undoubtedly doing similar work, and there would have been many.
You start to see the scale.
Exactly. You begin to grasp the scale. This reveals an industrial-scale logistical machine of incredible capacity. It wasn't magic, not aliens, not haphazard labor. It was brilliant organization, meticulous planning, sustained effort on a monumental scale, human ingenuity, and administration.
And speaking of brilliant organization, this is where the diary offers a truly revolutionary insight. It provides definitive textual proof, confirming long-held archaeological theories about a massive water management system at Giza.
The canals and harbor theory.
Precisely. Mir consistently records delivering his cargo to Khufu, Horizon of Khufu, the pyramid complex's official name. His journey involved specific overnight stops at Khufu, the pool of Khufu, and he reported to an admin center called Roshi Khufu, the entrance to the pool of Khufu.
These names are key.
They are. They're precise textual anchors for the existence of a huge artificial harbor or basin right at the foot of the Giza Plateau.
Connected to the Nile.
Connected directly to the Nile by an elaborate network of canals. This ingenious system allowed boats loaded with massive limestone from Tura, immense granite from Aswan, huge timbers from Lebanon to be delivered directly to the site.
Bypassing overland hauling.
Completely bypassing the incredibly arduous overland transport many earlier theories assumed. It's a logistical marvel, and now we have direct written evidence from the period confirming it.
That's a game changer for understanding the site.
So, with all these incredible details about logistics and efficiency, what does this mean for that long-standing question? Who actually built the pyramids?
The workforce question.
Perhaps the most groundbreaking revelation from these papyri directly addresses and I think definitively dismisses a pervasive myth.
It's slavery myth.
Exactly. Mirror's logbook states quite plainly that he reported to the noble Ankaf.
Ankaf, a name emerges.
A huge piece of information. It identifies for the first time what we might call the CEO or chief architect of the entire pyramid project.
The man in charge.
Ankaf's titles are listed. Director of Roshi Khufu, another name for the Giza port, and, even more tellingly, chief for all the works of the king.
That's unambiguous.
This is the first definitive contemporary evidence identifying the specific, named individual directly overseeing the Great Pyramid's construction.
Wow. Connecting this to the bigger picture, this chain of command reveals a lot about the Old Kingdom state itself.
How so?
The Pyramid Project wasn't just run by some anonymous bureaucracy or only by royal decree from afar. It was a powerful fusion of bureaucratic process and charismatic authority.
A combination.
Power flowed from the divine king Khufu, whose vision drove it. But this authority was delegated to a trusted royal family member, Ankaf, whose personal authority and lineage were key.
Someone high up and trusted.
Right. Ankaf then oversaw professional managers like Merer, who used standardized tools like these logbooks to direct their teams. This blended structure, bureaucratic efficiency plus monarchical authority, was key to pulling off such monumental undertakings.
And Ankaf was no mere middle manager. He was already well known to Egyptologists as a prince of royal blood, Khufu's half-brother, actually.
High royalty.
And a powerful vizier serving at the absolute highest level of government. In fact, his tomb at Giza contained a magnificent, uniquely realistic painted limestone bust.
The famous Boston bust.
That's the one, a celebrated piece now. It captures this confident, authoritative man. The diary really forges the missing link, directly connecting this powerful figure whose face we know to the day-to-day management of the pyramid's construction. It humanizes the whole thing.
It really does. Puts a face to the project lead.
And this is where the Diary of Mira offers perhaps its most profound revelation, because it provides the most definitive rebuttal to that persistent myth that the pyramids were built by slaves.
Time to tackle that one head on.
This idea, traced back to Herodotus writing 2,000 years later, perpetuated by Hollywood popular culture. Egyptologists have long disputed it based on archaeology, but now we have direct textual proof from the builders themselves.
Contemporary evidence is crucial.
The diary has detailed accounting sheets itemizing provisions for the workers, and they reveal a varied, generous, nutritious diet.
What did they eat?
Different breads, hedge, pesum, legumes, generous portions of meat, poultry, fish, and ample beer, a staple, of course.
That's pretty good.
But here's the kicker. The logbook also lists scarce delicacies like dates and honey, stuff usually reserved for the elite.
Really? Dates and honey?
And it details distributions of fine textiles, likely bonuses or compensation, not just basic clothing.
So payment in kind. Good payment.
Exactly. In a non-monetary economy, payment was in rations and goods. The quality and quantity here unequivocally indicate Mirror's crew were highly valued specialists, not a forced labor gang. They were professional, well-compensated, cared-for workers.
Their esteemed status is further confirmed by their organizational structure and prestigious titles. We mentioned they were organized into elite files with royally themed names.
Right. The Uraeus of Khufu is its prow.
And Mirror's file was even called the Setepsa, the chosen file, a term that intriguingly could also mean a royal guard force.
Wow, like an honor guard.
It underscores their trusted, almost privileged position as vital state employees. And this textual evidence aligns perfectly, corroborates decades of archaeological work at the Giza workers' village.
The village near the pyramids.
Yes, that sprawling settlement uncovered by excavators revealed extensive bakeries making thousands of loaves daily, vast breweries, workshops, evidence of a thriving, organized community of thousands of skilled craftsmen and laborers, housed, fed, and meticulously cared for by the state.
The whole support infrastructure.
This powerful combination, direct text plus extensive archaeology, definitively lays the slave myth to rest. It reveals a sophisticated, state-run workforce.
So, beyond just pyramid construction, what does Mirror's diary truly mean for our broader understanding of the Fourth Dynasty state?
It offers an incredibly rare, unparalleled glimpse into the administrative capacity of one of history's most successful early civilizations.
It's more than just a logbook, then.
Oh, much more. The logbook itself is a primary artifact of sophisticated project management in action 4,500 years ago. It definitively shows the systematic use of writing, data tracking, intricate scheduling to manage vast labor and immense resources on a national scale.
They had systems.
The sheer level of bureaucratic organization, the precision in data-driven logistics it reveals, was previously only theorized or inferred from much later texts for this period. Having it in such clear contemporary form fundamentally shifts our understanding of their capabilities. They weren't just building structures, they were building an empire through organization.
That's a powerful point.
And this profound revelation about bureaucratic capacity raises an important question. Where exactly does Merer's daily work fit into the grand timeline of ancient Egypt?
Right, the context.
The diary of Merer was penned during the absolute zenith of the Old Kingdom, the period historians call the Fourth Dynasty, roughly 2613 to 2498 BC.
The Pyramid Age proper?
Exactly. This era is widely seen as a golden age for Egypt, a time of unprecedented peace internally, immense border security, extraordinary prosperity. This stability and wealth were foundational, enabling pharaohs to marshal national resources for the monumental architectural projects that defined the era. This dynasty literally heralded the height of pyramid building.
And the diary gives us a precise date within this.
An incredibly precise chronological anchor. The logbook is explicitly dated to the year of the 13th cattle count.
What does that mean?
The cattle count was a biennial event, a census of livestock used to assess royal revenue and mark years of a pharaoh's reign. So the 13th cattle count corresponds to either the 26th or 27th year of Pharaoh Khufu's reign.
Very specific.
Extremely. This places Merer's activities squarely near the very end of Khufu's long time on the throne, and this late date is critical for interpreting his work.
Because the pyramid was nearly finished.
Precisely. The main structure, the 2.3 million core blocks, would have been largely, if not entirely, completed. The fact Merer's team was transporting fine Tura limestone strongly suggests they were engaged in the final crowning stage, applying the outer casing.
The finishing touches.
One of the most delicate, precision-demanding stages of the entire 20 to 30-year project, ensuring the monument's enduring brilliance. It's a unique snapshot of this colossal endeavor nearing its awe-inspiring completion.
It helps to place this in the context of the rulers of the time, too.
Absolutely. To highlight some key rulers who shaped this period, consider the architectural lineage. First, Sneferu, founder of the Fourth Dynasty, Khufu's father.
The innovator.
A prolific builder, credited with evolving the stepped pyramid into the first true, smooth-sided pyramid. His projects at Meidum and Dashur, the bent pyramid, the red pyramid, lay the technical and organizational groundwork, invaluable experience for Giza.
At the stage.
Then Khufu, his son, commissioned the biggest and most famous, the Great Pyramid of Giza, Akhet Khufu. Following him was Khafre, another son of Khufu, built the second largest Giza pyramid, famously associated with the Great Sphinx.
Six builder.
And finally, Menkaure, Khafre's successor, built the third and smallest Giza pyramid, renowned not for size, but for exquisite craftsmanship, a dynasty defined by monumental builders and engineering feats.
And nestled within the mundane details of Merer's logbook is another truly fascinating historical nugget: the earliest known practical application of the Egyptian civil calendar.
Yeah, that's huge, too.
It's not just theoretical. It proves this fundamental system was in active daily use in Old Kingdom administration.
How does it show that?
The logbook structure, meticulously organized 30-day months, broken into 3 10-day weeks, and a clear reference to the 5 epigomenal days, the extra days added at year-end to make 365. It's a real-world demonstration.
The calendar in action.
Merer's work schedule was clearly adapted to the 3 seasons: Akhet, inundation for water transport; Parrot, growing; and Shamu, harvest. This document provides a concrete anchor for Egyptian timekeeping history, confirming a system previously inferred mostly from later texts, shows how ingrained it was in state operations.
Down to the daily log of a foreman. Incredible detail.
So when we pull back and look at the grand scheme, what does this all truly mean? The Diary of Merer is far more than just a fascinating artifact. It's transformative.
Game-changing.
For the first time, we have a direct primary source from the heart of the Pyramid Age itself, speaking to the practical administrative realities. An undeniable voice preserved 4,500 years, giving us this unparalleled look through the eyes of someone directly involved.
And what's truly fascinating here is how this diary grounds our understanding. It moves us away from later speculation, popular myths, even archaeological inferences alone.
Gets down to brass tacks.
And roots our knowledge in the mundane, day-to-day record-keeping of an ancient Egyptian manager. Now, skeptics might say it doesn't detail how they lifted the blocks.
Right, the anti-gravity theories.
Exactly. But it does something arguably far more important. It provides concrete, irrefutable answers to how logistically and by whom the pyramids were built.
The big picture.
It proves beyond doubt the Fourth Dynasty state had the immense logistical capacity, sophisticated admin tools, and highly organized, skilled manpower to quarry, transport, and assemble millions of tons of stone. It firmly places this achievement in the hands of organized teams of professional, well-compensated Egyptian workers within a brilliantly managed state enterprise.
No question about that now. And this discovery truly opens up so many exciting avenues for future research, reshapes how we approach things.
Definitely.
It proves administrative papyri from the Old Kingdom can survive under the right conditions, which was doubted.
A huge point. It encourages more investigation at other sealed peripheral sites. Maybe similar archives exist.
Where diaries waiting.
Potentially. Plus, the detailed logistics in Merer's diary gives us a powerful new lens to re-examine other, more fragmentary admin texts from later periods. We can interpret them with a deeper understanding now.
Apply the knowledge back.
Absolutely. And the ongoing decipherment and publication of the other papyri found with Merer's Jarf C, D, E, etc. promise even more light on the diverse economic and admin activities of the Old Kingdom state.
What kind of things?
Detailed accounts of shipbuilding, naval movements, provisioning temples, festivals. Inspector Merer's voice, silent for 4,500 years, has truly only just begun to tell its remarkable story. It continues to unfold.
We've just journeyed back 4,500 years, peered over the shoulder of an ancient foreman named Merer, and through his meticulous logbook gained unprecedented insights into how the Great Pyramid truly came to be. We've seen the incredible organization, the professional workforce, the sheer logistical genius.
Quite a journey.
This journey into Merer's ancient spreadsheet really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other seemingly mundane administrative records might be out there, buried in some forgotten corner, waiting to be unearthed and rewrite entire chapters of human history?
It's a tantalizing thought. And this deep dive into Merer's diary raises an important question for all us seeking knowledge. It reminds us that the most profound historical revelations often come not from grand pronouncements of kings or heroic battle tales.
Not the flashy stuff.
But from the diligent, everyday records of people like Inspector Merer. They serve as a powerful reminder that history isn't just about the monuments themselves, but about the incredible ingenuity, the meticulous organization, and the collective effort of seemingly ordinary people achieving truly extraordinary things.
A great final thought. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Diary of Mer. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep digging for those incredible nuggets of knowledge.